Honestly, I've learned so much over the past 4 years since opening up my real estate company here in Dallas, Texas, and today I'm gonna go over that. Hey everyone, it's McKeown back again with another video today. I'm gonna go in a little bit different direction today and just talk to you about what I wish I had known before starting my business. So first things first, one of the biggest things that I've learned since starting my business is you are truly who you surround yourself with. One of the first people that I actually connected with, even before I got my real estate license and started doing real estate on the side while teaching, was I met my now best friend, Tyler. Tyler actually owns the entire building I do all of my filming in. He is actually the individual that owns a local mortgage company. However, at the time, I had just started in real estate. He had owned his mortgage company for about 6 months. And I was fortunate enough to surround myself with him, who honestly I can say is probably the only person I know that works harder than me. Along the journey of owning my own business, I also have connected with a great insurance agent, title company, CPA, financial advisor, and a handful of other great people. Now, I am very selective with who I choose to surround myself by, and truly you can apply this in every aspect of your life, not just if you're a business owner, but a majority of the people that I do have in my life definitely bring some kind of value, and I definitely reciprocate that back in their life. Through meeting great people in this business, I definitely get great insurance rates through my insurance broker. I get a tremendous opportunity in deals on the lending side, having a best friend that is a mortgage broker. Also on the accounting side, Tyler does have a little bit of accounting knowledge, but I have my own personal CPA who, when you own a business, can save you a lot of money, as well as a financial advisor can work hand in hand with your CPA and save you a ton of money as well. Now, rolling into the next thing that I wish I had known before I started my own business is routine is everything. I can remember the summer of 2018 when I was just finishing up my last few days of school. I actually had a planned trip to New Zealand for a couple weeks, kind of as a vacation, knowing that when I came back from New Zealand, I would hit the ground running and do as much as possible for my business. However, when I got back, I realized just how much free time I had. I slept in, I stayed up late, I was not productive, and it took me a couple months to really start realizing that I needed to get into a routine. The routine actually started at the beginning of 2019. So I started first off by attending a 5 a.m. club. A 5 a.m. club is a call just 3 to 5 minutes early in the morning to get yourself up, to get yourself going, and just start your day. Now, everyone's morning is definitely different. For me, it meant getting my butt up and going to the gym. And since then, I can honestly say from the start of 2019, it's been 2.5 years that I've been waking up at 5 a.m. Now, every business is different. Real estate is definitely a unique business in a sense where you're not going to be necessarily doing the same thing every single day. I do love a little bit of structure in my life though, and the structure in my life definitely comes in my morning routine. And that morning routine actually flows into the rest of my morning. I would say in the career that I am, a majority of my afternoon though is spent doing appointments or random activities that aren't necessarily set in stone, but I make sure to have a routine every day. Now, there are a lot of people that have a routine that's set in place, and for me, my morning routine definitely started by going to bed at the appropriate time. If I was going to bed at 11 or midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning, there's no way I would be able to run my business on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Now, there's plenty of people on the flip side who get a lot of productivity done at the end of the day. For instance, me, I probably stop anywhere between 5, 6, or 7 o'clock at night. Some days I do work a little bit later, but I don't like to do a ton of work in the evening. I like to wind down at the end of the day. Now, some people are the opposite of me. They are not morning people. So in terms of you getting into a routine, if you're interested in starting a business, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a morning routine. Just get into a routine. The next thing that I wish I had known before I started my own business is you do not need experience to be successful. If you guys are new to my channel or have not followed my story for quite some time, I do not have any prior real estate experience or really any business knowledge whatsoever prior to opening up my own real estate company. 5 years ago this month, I actually had a situation in my life that threw a really big curveball. I decided that teaching and coaching at the high school level was not going to be fulfilling enough for me, and I went out and actually grabbed a real estate book, and that's when it started for me. I got the itch and I started reading as much as I could. I listened to as many podcasts as I could. I met with as many successful real estate agents or real estate investors in the local San Antonio area while I was there and learned as much as I possibly could. But before that, I had no knowledge whatsoever. I actually tell people my knowledge of real estate before actually getting into real estate was HGTV. And to be honest with you, that's not experience at all. It's a great television channel, but at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is it's television. It's meant for entertainment, and it will really not show you the true light of what real estate is. Now, if you do rewind to the rest of my life and maybe ask me whether or not I had a business mindset maybe earlier in my life and it just kind of came out, I can tell you firsthand that's not the truth. I can remember actually, I don't know if it was elementary school or middle school. Some of you may remember doing this if you're on the older age of viewership. I'm in my early 30s, and I remember, I think it was honestly elementary school, where you would go door to door and ask people to sponsor you. Hey, if I run a mile, for every mile you pay me $1 or sponsor me for $1. I even hated doing that, talking to strangers, asking for business or asking for them to sponsor me. I just didn't do it. And that still is instilled to me today in real estate. I don't door knock. I don't actually cold call. A lot of the business that I've been able to generate doing what I love is through relationships. But at the end of the day, I honestly had no business experience before starting my own business. I had to learn a lot through other people, whether it was local people here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or just other successful real estate agents and companies across the world. I'm actually part of Tom Ferry, which has helped me open my eyes to other agents across the country, seeing what they do. But it isn't just other real estate agents, it's watching other successful business owners and what they do and applying that in my own business. Now, a lot of people do grow up in their own business. A lot of them inherit potentially what their parents have built. For instance, if I have kids, I would love for them to have kind of a business mindset. I don't personally truly believe that college is the only way for people to be successful because I have a little bit of a stigma with that. I went out, did college, did what I was told to by society, and here I am not even using my bachelor's or master's degree. But I'm here to actually tell you, you do not need any kind of experience in whatever you're wanting to do to be successful. But at the end of the day, you will have to put in a lot of work. And that actually leads me to my next thing that I wish I had known before starting my own business, and that is you will work harder than you probably ever have in your entire life by owning your own business. I honestly am a workaholic, and I definitely get that from my dad. My dad is definitely one of the hardest workers I have ever met in my entire life. When he got done with work at the end of the day, he always came home and took a nap. We'd wake him up for dinner, he'd grab dinner, and then after dinner, he'd either get back to sleep to get ready for work the next day, or he'd be doing something around the house. Everything that my dad personally did was work, and he worked his ever-living butt off, and he was able to retire. Even after retirement, though, he's still working to this day. Now, most people will say every business owner will work their butt off. And I can honestly say I knew I was going to work my butt off when I opened my business. Now, at the end of the day, last week is a good example. You can never really prepare yourself for how much effort you're going to put into your business. I'll give you guys an example. I came back from Vegas last week and obviously taking a little bit of time off. All of the work kind of had to come at me at once. I started working on Sunday, and Sunday through Thursday alone, I worked anywhere from 70 to 80 hours just in those 4 days. And if you do the math, it's about 18 hours a day. I can honestly say from the moment I woke up Sunday to the moment I actually went to bed, it was work from start to finish. As I had mentioned earlier, when I came back from New Zealand and had started my business, it definitely was not 18-hour days. It was something about sleeping in, working a couple hours midday, and then realizing I wasn't generating any business and I really needed to step the foot on the pedal. But as much as I do work, I do love the fact that I can make my own schedule. Yes, I am up at 4:30 every single morning. Most people think I'm crazy for how ridiculous my morning schedule is, but it allows me to get my day started, and honestly, I get more work done probably before noon than most people get done in a full day. And because of that, it allows me to be able to do what I want in the afternoon, whether or not it's going on appointments or whether or not it's going and relaxing, taking a nap. Honestly, I take naps regularly because it's something that just keeps me able to keep going. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of owning your own business, is regardless if it's real estate or any other business out there, if you are successful, you can make your schedule and work as much or as little as you like. And the last thing that I wish I had known before starting my own business is your time is valuable. Owning your own business, as I just mentioned, you are going to work your butt off. But at the end of the day, there comes a certain point in owning your business where you're gonna have to start to delegate other activities that you may, not like or may actually really like, because it doesn't make sense for you to continue to do that in order to scale your business. Over the last 4 years, I've been very fortunate enough to have have my business be successful enough to hire a full-time videographer. That's the first thing that I went ahead and hired. If you take a look back at my YouTube channel, the very first video that I did was actually a teaser to my YouTube channel that I hired a media company for. It was actually quite expensive, even though it was only a 30-second clip. I then went out and bought an expensive camera, thinking I was going to be able to carry it around and vlog the entire time. Lo and behold, I realized how much editing actually took as far as time and effort. So I didn't upload another video for a whole nother year before I grew enough to where I could actually afford a full-time videographer. I've actually been able to hire a full-time assistant a couple years back as well. She was full-time remote, realized that I needed someone more so in person, so I went ahead and let her go to hire a full-time business manager, which I realized only was going to be in the office a couple days a week. So I went ahead and let her go to hire my actual business manager, Jazz. Now, she works in the office full-time 5 days a week and has been huge benefit in my business. Now, it may not make sense to a lot of people that are not necessarily in real estate, but she really orchestrates everything behind the scenes. Allows me to actually sit here and create this video content on YouTube for you guys, because all the other nonsense stuff that takes just too much time out of my hands, she's able to do on her own and allow me to do more content for you guys. So that actually all ties back into real estate investing, which is really what my channel is about. At the end of the day, I'm able to get my business up to a certain point where I can start to leverage other people's time and effort to allow myself to have more time in my day. And because of that, I'm actually able to produce this year, in the calendar year 2021, more than I ever have in previous years. And to be honest with you, last year was an absolutely insane year. Now, these are just a couple of the things that I've learned over the last few years of owning my own business that I really wish I had known prior to starting my own business, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't take it back or change anything whatsoever. I absolutely love the opportunity that I get to get up every single day and help people potentially make the largest financial decision of their life. I know I've only been in this business for 4 years, but I hope to be able to be in this business for many decades to come. And with that as well, I hope to continue to make content on YouTube for you guys and everyone that watch for many, many more years to come as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help, and stay tuned for the next video.